Hey everybody, welcome back to another crafting video for my seasonal update, or I guess in this case, 6-month update until final shape. For those of you that are new to this, I do a seasonal update for crafted weapons. I'm somewhat of a completionist when it comes to them. I try to craft every single weapon in the game, and then I go the extra mile of leveling them up all the way up to 30, if it's not an exotic crafted weapon anyway, and then having a double enhanced perk via ascendant alloys, and then slotting in a memento on them. Before continuing on the whole world record thing, obviously it's subjective, and maybe even just a personal thing, because there is no official leaderboard to verify this, or, you know, checking everyone's vaults in the game to see if they have crafted weapons with levels and mementos and blah blah blah. So just take that with a grain of salt. I believe it's probably a world record, but hey, maybe there's other people that exist that have done this exact thing that I'm about to talk about. And maybe if somebody's watching this and they have done it, feel free to comment below that you have done a similar thing. So the original plan was get every weapon crafted in the game, then put double enhanced perks on them via the ascendant alloys, and then get them to level 30, and then put any memento on them. This included the original 3, which was Trials Gambit and the GM Nightfall memento. Now, after I accomplished that, I realized, you know what? The GM Nightfall memento is way too easy to get. You literally just get one every single time you beat a GM, so you could farm them very easily and as many as you wanted. Also, it's extremely ugly, so I didn't want to have it on my weapons. So instead, I opted to start overriding the GM Nightfall mementos with the harder to get ones, which is the Trials one, which you can only get once per week when Trials is around, and you have to go flawless to get it. So it's pretty hard to get for the majority of the player base. Then the other one is Gambit. Now, Gambit's not the hardest thing to play in the world, but it does make people go bald. And also, it's not a guaranteed drop when you do play Gambit. You could get 2 in a row in matches, or you can get 1 every 5 matches, or you can get 0 in 10 matches. So there was an RNG factor to them. So the new plan became have every weapon crafted with either a Trials memento or a Gambit memento. By the way, at the time of recording, there's 139 patterns in the game for crafted weapons, so I have all of those, and I have dupes of weapons as well, so I probably have over 150 crafted weapons in total. So what I'm saying is I acquired maybe, you know, 10, 20 Trials mementos, which is a decent amount, I'd say, given that you can only get 1 per week, and then I acquired over 100 Gambit mementos to put on all of my weapons. So I ended up finishing my goal around Halloween time, or whenever Festival Lost was coming around. I had all Gambit and Trials mementos on all weapons. Then Bungie threw a curveball and started releasing mementos for events. So we had the Lost memento for the Halloween event, and then later on we would have the Dawning event for the Dawning memento, and these are completely RNG as well, and in some cases, for a lot of people, it was harder to get these than something like the Gambit memento. So I started trying to farm out the Lost mementos and some Dawning mementos, and I ended up sprinkling some of those onto weapons because I think, technically speaking, on a scale, they're a higher rarity. Something like Trials, then the event ones, and then Gambit, and not including GM Nightfall, because again, it is very, very ugly. Final note before we get into the weapons, this ended up costing me something like 280 to 300 ascendant alloys between getting all the weapons done and also having dupes. So it's a decent chunk. Also, I want to mention that I had all of this done prior to the changes to Rahul and crafted weapons, where you could just put in Glimmer and enhancement cores to level them, at least up until the update where that arrived. After that, you know, there's new weapons that I could have just leveled up, but for the most part, all the old weapons prior to that have been leveled up manually, and you'll see kill trackers on them to prove that. Alrighty, here we go. So I'm going to start with the vault first, and then show the rest of my characters in regards to all the crafted weapons. I'm going to quickly go over each of the weapons in here. If I happen to miss something, feel free to comment below, and I'll try to correct that mistake. Otherwise, I'm going to show weapon very briefly, show that it has a memento and what perks it has, and then move on. Alright, so get started with Heritage. We have the Lost memento there, and then Focus Fury, Reconstruction, Succession with Reconstruction and Firing Line with a Trials memento, another one, this time with a Gambit one, and then Focus Fury and Recon. You get the point with the mementos. I'm just going to talk about the perks at this point now. So moving down, we're going to go to the GL here, Pardon Our Dust, Autoloading, Vorpal. Then we have the Osteo Strigo, but obviously with this and Devan's Tail, you can't memento, so we're just skipping by those. Empirical, we have Perpetual and Swash. Forensic Nightmare, we have Slideways and Headstone. This bow, we have Archer Tempo and Explosive Head. Pretty standard for bows, you know. Basically, every bow in existence has this combination because it's just the best. Thoughtless, we have Firing Line, Overflow, Peace of Mind, Overflow, Adrenaline. I know this is also a PvP weapon, but I just never ended up having a PvP role on it. Deliverance, Demo, Adrenaline. You can also put Chill Clip on it, but Chill Clip got nerfed, so it's kind of eh. Also, I have Riptide. That exists. Submission, Sub, Frenzy. I know some people like Overflow and something else instead of Frenzy on here, but that's what I have on it. The shotgun that I can never pronounce, Perpetual and Elemental Capacitor. I can't read. Syncopation, Outlaw Headstone, Tears of Contrition, Triple Tap Explosive, Fire Fright, 4 times, and Surrounded. And then Ostringer with Outlaw, Rangefinder to finish off this page. To kick off page 2, I do want to note that some of these perks you're going to see are not intentionally to be the god roll of the weapon, but maybe to be just the variety version of it. For example, I don't want every single weapon to have Vorpal, right? I would rather want variety, so, you know, one thing has Vorpal, maybe for solo play, another has Bait and Switch, or maybe Firing Line for team play, and so on. So if you see something that's not the perfect god roll to a weapon, that is why. Alright, moving along, we have Smite of Moraine with Focus Fury and Firefly. Defiance of Yasmin with Lead from Gold and Vorpal, and another one for PvP with Snapshot and Opening Shot. Moving on, we have Blood Feud, which is Pugilist and Swash. No Reprieve with Triple Tap and Surrounded. Pure Decree with Threat and Opening Shot. Crafted Revision 0, also level 30. Disparity, Moving Target, Desperado. Rufus's Fury, Wee-Woo Rounds and Target Lock. Mikhail's Reverence, Wee-Woo again with Frenzy. Perpetualis, Envious and Target Lock. Recon Tour, Archer's Tempo and Explosive Head, again, the standard generic combo. Then we gotta move on to Round Robin, Keep Away, Hatchling, Volta, Bracket, Triple Tap, Fire Line. By the way, I know you could also roll like a PvP roll for this. That's another one to point out. Moving along, we've got Different Times, Subsistence Hatchling, Until Its Return, Overflow Trench Barrel, Distant Pull, Triple Tap, Focus Fury, Something Appetite, not even going to bother reading that, 4 times, and Target Lock, Shattering Bone, Kill Clip, Kinetic Tremors, Transfiguration, Wee-Woo, Kinetic Tremors, Supremacy, Wee-Woo, and Bait and Switch. Also, I have a meme roll of this with 4 times and Triple Tap that you can just shoot 8 million bullets on orcs, which is pretty funny. Fang of Your Ute, Shoot to Loot, Sword Logic, Kept Confidence, Quick Draw, and Gunshot Straight. Locust, we have Overflow and High Ground. High Ground's not really, I don't know, it's definitely not the best perk to pick in slot, but again, I wanted variety and different things, so I just went with High Ground. You know, maybe they'll buff it or something. The new Wishkeeper Bow, level 30, obviously you can't put a memento on it. And then finally, on this page, we have Super Cluster with Slice and Surrounded. Page 3 looks like we have a whopping 3 weapons, so Imperative, Subsistence, Kinetic Tremors. By the way, these are the ugliest weapons in the game by far. No shader can save these weapons. They are so ugly. Jesus Christ. Moving on, I think there's only 2 more on this page, which is Posterity and Trust. So, Posterity, we have Voltshot and Pugilist. Again, I want a variety, so I went with Pugilist on it. And then Trusty, pretty standard, Recon, and Incandescent. Moving on to page 4. We're going to start off with 2 BXRs. One with Kill Clip and one with Perpetual. And then another one with Demo and Incandescent. Then we've got Retraced Path with Incandescent Sub. And then we have the 3 Glaives from the Witch Queen thingamabob, you know, the activity with Wellspring. There you go, that. The thing that I farmed 8 million alloys for. And then we have Dead Messenger, also crafted, can't put memento on it. Likely Suspect, Slideways, Golden Tricorn. Point and Inquiry, Genesis, and Adaptive Munitions. This perk was actually so good on this weapon before they took away Match Game. I understand why they took away Match Game. You know, a lot of people hated it, but damn, it kind of makes the weapon feel pointless now. Enigma, Sub, and Thresh. You know, level 165. Pretty good glaive, huh? Pretty good. Come to Pass, Triple Tap, Adaptive. Father Synth, Triple Tap, Focus Fury. Under Your Skin, again, explosive and Archer's Tempo. Sweet Sorrow, stats for all, 1 for all. The worst glaive in the game, IMO, Grave Robber, and Unrelenting. Insidious, Demo, and Adrenaline. Nezaric's Whisper, Left from Gold, Adrenaline. Hollow Denial, I have 2 of these, I believe. Left from Gold and Repulse Brace on this, and then I have 1 in my inventory. Without Remorse, Field Prep, Incandescent. Epicurean, one of the worst fusions in the game. Feeding Frenzy, Repulsive. Drang, Wellspring, and Incandescent. Beloved, 4th times, and Incandescent. And then finally, Doom and Chelchis, Adaptive, and Dragonflight. Again, Adaptive used to actually be good before the match game changes. Also, I'm pretty sure I said Repulsive instead of Repulsor Brace, so, you know, just excuse that. Page 5, we're starting with one of the worst fusions in the game again. We have Field Prep and Reservoir Burst. Tarnished Metal, 4 times, and Voltshot. Brigand's Law, Pugilist, and Voltshot. I'm still not convinced that this is not a play on words for Brannigan's Law from Futurama. Moving along, Tripwire Canary, you'll never guess what I have on this. Archer's Tempo, Explosive Head, what do you know? I Close Hand Cannon. We've got Subsistence and Frenzy. I Close Shoddy, Threat, and Trench Barrel. I Close Sniper, 4 times, and Focus Fury. Excalibur, level 30, Can't Memento. Nessa's Ablation, 4 times, Vorpal. Prodigal Return, Field Prep, Volt Shot. Roll Executioner, Lead from Gold, and Incandescent. Whatever that first word says, and Spiral, don't want to butcher that. Keep Away, Headseeker. Going down to the next one is Targeted Redaction, Outlaw, Explosive Payload. Age-Old Bond, 4 times, Target Lock. Nation of Beasts, Dragonfly, and Voltshot. Moving down. Word of Crota, Killing Wind, and Sword Logic. Oversoul Edict, Demo, and Voltshot. Briar's Love, Shoot the Loot, Explosive Payload. I think I have 2 Eremites. One is Envious Assassin and Control Burst, and then the other one is Envious Assassin and Reservoir Burst. Moving down, next should be the Bow, Lethophobia, Repulsor Brace, and Explosive Head. Finally, a bow with no Archer's Tempo. Woo! Potential, Overflow, Attrition Orbs. I think that is it for this page. Let's move along. Alright, page 6. We have Uptative, probably butchered that, Attrition Orbs, and Deconstruct. At Horrative, we have Shoot the Loot, Incandescent. And then Subjunctive, we have Shoot the Loot, Voltshot. Man, these weapons are so ugly. I actually can't believe how bad they are. Moving down to heavy weapons, we have my favorite Bequest. We have one with Relentless and Surrounded. Again, Lost Memento looks sick on it. We have another one with Unrelenting and Chain Reaction with a Trials Memento on it. And then a third one with Relentless and Vorpal in case Vorpal actually becomes decent again. I also have an old one where I had 36,000 kills. That's how much I like the sword. Moving down, I don't think there's anything else on this page. Let's just go to the next page. We have Red Herring, Tracking and Frenzy. Tarnation, Clown and Chain Reaction. Recurrent Impact, Subsistence, and One for All. Cataclysmic, 4 times, and Bait and Switch, of course. Palmyra, Autoloading, Explosive Light. Another one with Autoloading, Lasting. These are so old. These are like from Witch Queen launch. Bump in the Night, Autoloading Frenzy, and another one with Demo Choclip. Squilliam's Terminus, Unrelenting Firefly. Pitch Glass with Clown and Voltshot. Plank's Stride, Perpetual, and Pugilist. The class swords, Gold Tusk, Tireless, Blade, and Chain Reaction. Underrated sword, by the way, Gold Tusk. Relentless and Whirlwind, at least on Crota. Death's Razor, Thresh, and Surrounded. Throne Cleaver, Unrelenting, and Surrounded as well. Taipan, Triple Tap, Firing Line, pretty standard. Fire and Forget, we have Field Prep, Choclip. Unfortunately, Choclip is terrible now. And that looks like that is it for that side. And then we have one Briars. I have multiple. This one is Envious and Surrounded. Perganonant, Envious and Explosive Light. Caretaker, Relentless and Incandescent. Dimensional Hypotrachioid. I butchered that. I don't know. Envious and Chain Reaction. I have way too many Cold Comforts. Thin Precipice. We have Unrelenting Adrenaline Junkie. I don't think I skipped anything, did I? Nope. Then moving down, we've got 2 Song of Your Utes. One with Wee Woo Rounds and Bait and Switch. And then one with Wee Woo Rounds again and Target Lock. We have Principal here with Eddy Current and Target Lock. I feel like Eddy Current just sucks, but I put it on here just because it's a unique perk on LMGs that I can think of anyway. Then we have the Rocket, Fuel Prep, and Bipod. This is a Gamma weapon. Never mind. Moving down. I think that's actually it for the weapons in the vault. Now to the characters. Starting on the Warlock here, we have Appetence. We have Demo and Attrition Orbs. And that seems to be it for Kinetic. We're moving down. We have Tyranny of Heaven. Explosive Head and Incandescent on that. Techian Force. Wee Woo Rounds and Control Burst. Forbearance. Ambitious and Chain. Literally the standard. Icolos SMG. Killing Wind and Rangefinder. And then Abyss Defiant. Reconstruction and Target Lock. Then moving down to heavies, we have Apex. They fixed the icon on this. They still have not fixed the icon on this. So yeah, Lost Memento, and then Demo and Bait and Switch. I believe I have a second one also. Fixed Odds. Shout out to Fixed Odds. 425, not bad. Fuel Prep Incandescent. Sick LMG this season. Other half. Eager's Edge. Whirlwind. And then a second Briars with Recon and Frenzy. Switching characters, 1 second. On to my Titan. What do you guys think of the Frieza drip on my Titan? Think it's accurate? Moving on, we have a extra succession with Lead from Gold and Vorpal. And we have Scatter Signal here with Slice and Control Burst. Finally, we have Swordbreaker in the Kinetic slot, Pugilist, and 1-2 Punch. In the Energy slot, we have Callous Mini Tool, Unrelenting, Incandescent. A second Hollow Denial with Adaptive and Killing Tally. Amit with Turnabout Adaptive. Again, Adaptive used to be actually good. Unfortunately, not anymore. I should probably change that. Judgment of Kelgaroth, Pugilist, and Close to Melee. Probably the best glaive in the game, I think. Iterative Loop, Left from Gold, and Bolt Shot. And looks like that's it for the energy slot. What do you guys think of this Matador? Worth keeping? PvP people, let me know. Alright, moving on to heavy. I think this is my last Briars. This one is Wee Woo and Surrounded. Commemoration with Subsistence and Killing Tally. And finally, Have Truths with Unrelenting and Eager's Edge. Let's move on to Hunter. Alrighty, on Hunter, we have Wastelander on Pugilist and 1-2 Punch. In the energy slot, we have Zuli's Bane. Explosive Payload and Incandescent. Explosive Personality with Autoloading and Golden Tricorn. Dejection with Wee Woo Rounds and Target Lock. Path of Least Resistance, Shout Out Leopard. Shoot the Loot and Volt Shot. And then finally, another Icolos SMG with Threat Detector and Volt Shot. Moving down to these, we have Doom Petitioner with Envious Assassin and Precision Instrument. I do have a second one. I believe it's, yeah, also right here. Doom Petitioner, Envious Assassin, and Surrounded. Pretty good linear, by the way. Stay tuned for a video on that. Apex, again, doesn't show, but I have Recon and Bait and Switch on this one. This is a regular Eager Edge Sword, and then we have, finally, the last two, I think. Caraxus' Distress, Envious Assassin, Surrounded. And finally, Retrofit Escapade, 407, not bad. 4 times and Target Lock. And I believe that is all the crafted weapons I have. So what do you guys think? Is this an unofficial world record, quote-unquote? Is there anybody else out there that's done this particular thing? Anyways, I do have a challenge in mind to up the ante even on this, even though it's already borderline psychotic, but we'll see. You know, we have 4 or 5 months to final shape. Maybe it'll happen. Otherwise, if you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing today, maybe leaving a like and or comment below to help the channel grow, fight that YouTube algorithm. It is much appreciated, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.